Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I know that is a little longer streaming soon time than normal. Unfortunately, we had a last-minute hiccup, so I had to do some scrambling, which I was not planning to do. So I apologize. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Thanks for your patience and hanging in there. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Doodle stream, where every Friday here on Twitch and YouTube, we spend 3 hours together while I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestion from the chat. Before we dive into the doodles for today, let me remind you guys where you can find me outside of this program. Check out my website at kevinahinkle.com or on social media at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. If you'd like to see just my work as a freelance artist, head over to at MrHinkleDraws on all the socials to see just my artwork. I appreciate you guys checking me out there and sticking along for the journey. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators all across the globe by providing a platform for their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month and max out at $20, all with various rewards, exclusive content, polls, and discounts for purchasing my artwork online. All the names you see on the screen right now have pledged their support, and I can't thank them enough for their generosity. One of the rewards you do get for becoming a patron is a shout out during all videos and all live streams. So I appreciate all the folks that enable me to keep creating content just like that. So thank you guys. If you'd like more details about that, head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information. And we do have some really exciting stuff soon for Patreon. So there's a lot of stuff that we've got coming up soon. I'll have information soon. So let me switch that over there. So yeah, everybody, it's nice to see you all. I was off last week for vacation, so I won't lie, I'm probably a little rusty. But it's nice to be back. And let's see, we got a bunch of people already in the chat. Hello, Atiz is life. F.A. User is here. M Productions is here. Building with Steve is here. Moto, hello. Larry, hello. Brick Explorers, hello. Let's see here. We've got Brick Fella in the chat. Vazoom Jr. We got Dana. What's going on, Dana? Raptus is in the chat. What else we got? MJ Sweet 130. Woohoo, the best part of Friday is starting. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Jake and Dad. I love it when it's a family occasion to join the stream. So joining me on stream today to help wrangle you guys, not that you need wrangling, is my buddy Steve. Steve, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's up, Steve? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So, Steve, you're a video game professional, I'm sure.
I would not say professional. I play a lot of video games.
That'll work. That'll work. So yeah, Steve is going to help me take care of you guys in the chat. That way I can try to draw as many things as I can. Before we go a little bit further, I know I've already gotten the spiel out of the way, but there is something else I wanted to share with you guys, which I'm very, very, very excited about, and I hope you guys are too. You may have noticed this on my channel, a certain thumbnail like that with a premiere scheduled for August 20th. We have crossed, as of the last episode, as of 37, 100 hours of Doodle Stream live streaming.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know how I'm still alive. But it's a wonderful milestone. I talked about it last time. I don't remember where or when I talked about it, but I was under the impression that we were really close to it. I thought maybe we had already crossed it a couple episodes ago, but I crunched the numbers, and actually it was in the middle of the last episode, in the middle of episode 37, we crossed 100 hours of the program. Of course, that does not take into account the multiplayer edition at all. So that's not factored into this because I think that's its own thing. This is just Kevin flying solo, running the Doodle stream, and we crossed 100 hours, which is absolutely incredible. And I did want to celebrate it in some way. What's up, Funny Figs? Welcome, and Animation Princess. Hello. I did want to celebrate it in some way, so I spent the last couple days putting together a super intensive time lapse of all 100 first hours. So I sped it up as much as I could before it kind of gets like not fun to watch, if that makes sense, where it's just like you can't really see the process of it and it kind of just turns into mush. But if you've got 30 minutes to spare, you can catch up on 100 hours of the Doodle stream, and that will premiere next Thursday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. So that it will be a premiere, so you can chat live. I will be there if you want to reminisce and chit chat with me about the program. You're more than welcome to. I'd love to have you there. But most importantly, I would just love for you guys to check it out. Something I definitely reflected on when I was putting this together is just exactly how much stuff I've drawn. I have drawn a ton of stuff.
100 hours is a lot.
It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of doodles. I also slipped a little bit, just like a pinch of commentary in it. I didn't want to like disrupt the time lapse too much because I just like listening and watching it myself. But there's a couple little snippets in there I put in there for everybody. But please check it out. It means a lot. I know it's high expectations to expect everybody to watch all 100 hours worth of live streaming, but hopefully 30 minutes is doable and you guys can catch up on everything that's been drawn and also just see how much better I got at using a tablet from episode 1 to episode 37. So that's Thursday. Thursday afternoon will be the 100-hour milestone. And of course, if you guys didn't notice, I also started releasing a time lapse of each stream, starting with our themed episodes. What's going on, Reed? So from here on out, I think Monday. So the Doodle stream will still remain every Friday morning at 10 a.m., running the 3-hour duration. And you've got all weekend to catch up on it. If you miss it, if you're interested in going in the full chat replay, you're more than welcome to. And then on Monday, I will drop the quick 5-minute time lapse, and I'll keep that going until there's a reason to change it. So there you go. Get all that out of the way, right? What's up, Fazoom? What's up, Chris? Reed? So let's start drawing. 16 minutes and we haven't drawn anything. That's shameful. That is shameful. So
throw your suggestions in the chat. The theme is video games.
Absolutely. And Steve is collecting them as per tradition. My assistant in the chat, or in the stream, rather, is collecting those for me. So I do have a little cheat sheet. So don't worry. Things are not vanishing completely. So yeah, this is where the fun begins. I hope so. I'm probably going to be a little rusty too, because I haven't used my tablet in 2 weeks. But yes, and hello, Animation Princess. I don't believe I've seen you before, so welcome to the stream. If I've missed you before, I apologize, but welcome in. And Trimbic, the ancient Thanksgiving turkey.
Wow.
We are in for something exciting today. All right, let me look through. Let me start drawing something so we can. Oh, yeah. Where is this? 10:08. Earthworm Jim, I think, sounds awesome. Where did that go? There we go. So this will be our first doodle for the day. Earthworm Jim. Let me move my microphone. And
that was, I think, the first serious.
First serious. I know there was some chatter before.
Yes.
Before we started.
Several people wanted, myself included, suggested drawing Fortnite fighting Apple.
Yeah,
a big thing right now.
Can I say that, like, it kind of got me, I guess excited is maybe not the right word, but I was delighted when I saw the news. Like, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, not that whatever. I read it and I was like, oh, that's a serious action. I'm like, Apple's being Apple and flexing their muscles. But I got super excited when it was like Epic Games was like, we have sued Apple. I'm like, oh,
I will admit I get sort of a guilty pleasure too of watching large companies like that fight.
It's
just because if you read the details, like, neither one of them is in the right, really.
Right.
Like, it's just like the stupidest fight ever, and it's like, what are you guys like? Why are you doing this?
It was really funny.
It reminds me of the like a Godzilla movie where, like, they just released the two monsters to, like, fight each other.
Oh, that's a good analogy though. Like the monsters are battling it out, and you're just hoping that you don't get crushed in the buildings. That's awesome. But yeah, I was like,
yeah, and Fazoom, I don't know what the details are, but Fazoom said that Google also pulled Fortnite from their store. I assume it's for a similar thing.
Can I say that for the record, I didn't realize that Fortnite was mobile? I had no idea.
I knew it was mobile only because as a teacher, all of my students have iPads that they're supposed to be doing schoolwork on. And if you give a teenager a mobile device to use in the classroom, oh my goodness. Like, every 5 minutes, I'm walking by and I see someone close their
Fortnite?
Quickly close their iPad like there was something that they should not have been doing. And I just ask, like, open it up, and they open it up, and it's like it's Fortnite or PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, or it's like. So yeah, I knew it was mobile.
Yeah, I think I've told this story before, but I got in trouble in middle school for bringing my Game Boy to school, and in math class I was playing, I think, Final Fantasy 2 or 3 on Game Boy, and my teacher caught me and he took it away, and I was so upset. I was so upset. What's up, Brian? We got Brix O'Brien in the chat, and Brixus is here. Hello, Hubert. Nice. And Golden Light Pictures. Hello, everybody.
Yes. With a suggestion to draw a Game Boy.
Oh, nice. And speaking of games, I started listening to the audiobook of Ready Player One.
What do you think so far?
So this was Ben's suggestion.
Yep.
So Ben is you were there, right? You were in the in the building stream. I asked if anybody had any suggestions for some new books, and Ben had suggested Ready Player One, and I've seen the movie, and I thought the movie was okay. Like I wasn't like blown away by the movie, but I think I was just more on like reference overload. Like there was so many references hitting me so quickly that I feel like I almost couldn't digest the story properly.
I have not read the book and I have not seen the movie, so
okay. Well,
I don't really have any. I mean, I know about it. One of the things that I'm not really keen on though is references for the sake of references.
Yeah,
and that's where like a lot of people that told me I should read or watch, Ready Player One. They talk about all the references, and I'm like, well, okay, but do the references really add anything to the story?
Yeah,
and
I got you.
I get a little frustrated with that myself. But then again, in case those viewers out there have not gathered, I'm a bit of a curmudgeon.
Steve and I did discuss this. We have agreed Steve is a party pooper, and that's just who he is. So he knows. He's aware. Dana says, so good. Fazoom Jr., Ready Player One is good. Oh, I'll let you do this. This is your job, Steve.
Yeah. A lot of people, Fazoom and Dana, Fazoom Jr. Brickfish has seen the movie but not read the book.
So, yeah, I kind of appreciate the fact that I saw the movie first just so I could, like, help my mind have a visual for what these characters look like, because even though the book describes it a little bit, it's pretty vague actually in what they look like. But so I've been enjoying the book a lot, and I feel like I'm only, 4 hours into the book, and I'm like, this is nothing like the movie. I was expecting it to deviate, but I was like, this is nothing like the movie at all.
I had heard that there were some major changes. Again, I have not seen the movie or read the book, so I can't speak to that. I had heard, as with so many things, that there's the people that were really fans of the book were not so keen on the movie.
Yeah, and Will Wheaton is the narrator for the audio version, as Zoom says in the chat. And yes, Brian, I did. That was on purpose.
And
that was a purposeful call.
Hope Castle Reed says it's an awesome movie.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I just I didn't. Why is it doing that?
By the way, welcome. I don't think we said welcome to Reed. I haven't seen you in the chat. Yeah.
What's up, Reed? Yeah, I was just kind of, like I said, I was just kind of on reference overload. But so that's it. I mean, I'm only like 4 hours in, but I'm like, wow, this is different. This is very different. But I do appreciate, like I said, the fact that I've got some kind of like a visual starter guide.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I've got an idea in my head of what these characters look like, and that's cool. Not that I need, help visualizing things. I mean, I'm one of those lucky people that I don't really need help in that department, but
I wonder why that is.
I know, right? I would be in trouble if I was. But it's just kind of nice to be like, oh, I kind of know what these characters look like in my mind. So, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. And the movie is just like a bum rush of references. And I feel like when I'm done reading it, I'll watch the movie again. Just because I never watched it a second time. But I was like, when I saw it in theaters, I was like, man, like I feel like that wasn't a bad movie, but there was just so much referencing and stuff. I was just dazzled the whole time, and I feel like the whole story swooshed over my head.
Yeah, that's what I mean about like the references, and everything I saw in the trailers like just didn't really grab me, because the trailers themselves were nothing but references, and I'm like, to me, I'm personally just one that I prefer a good story.
Yeah, sure, makes sense.
And don't get me wrong, I'm very nostalgic for certain things, but I don't know, nostalgia is never a driving factor of whether I enjoy something or not.
Carl's Vic Bricks, hello. The book was 100 times better than the movie. There you go. I mean, I know that's like, that's common, right? People are like, oh, the novel's better because you kind of get invested in it and you can imagine all kinds of things. But I was just like, kind of, I think I mean, like immediately, like right off the bat, I was like, oh, that's not how he got the first key in the movie. Like it was like the first couple hours. I'm like, oh, and I don't mean like, oh, they like changed it. I mean like, oh, they changed it. Like,
yeah.
So
I do, from an artistic perspective, I always find the differences between books and movies, like of this, on the same topic, very interesting. And I'm not one who gets super upset when things are not faithful to the original book.
Yeah.
Because I do kind of find it interesting. I find it interesting to see what changes they decide to make for a movie, and sometimes they're changes for the better. Frankly, there's things like that are in books that just would not work in a visual medium.
Totally. All right, I think I'm okay with Earthworm Jim for our first kind of warm up doodle. He's a little rough. I want to go with let's see, the Minecraft pig, 1003. 1003. There we go. FA suggests a Minecraft pig, so we're gonna go with that one for the next one. I'm feeling the rust a little bit. I'm feeling the rust. So let's get
CC Minecraft. Is here. Cafecon Lego. So Gremlins had an NES game. Do they count for the theme?
Sure. Here we go. I have a very brief comment about interpreting themes in the 100-hour recap. Very brief.
Before you asked me to help you here, I was going to make a quick snide comment, but I decided there's only so much I can do that before it gets old.
Well, I mean, that's true, but don't worry, you'll find something else. There'll be a new thing. There'll be like a new thing to grab onto. So yeah, we're doing this pig guy. What's Larry said? There's a big comment in there.
He says, I reevaluated my appreciation of Will Wheaton after enjoying his YouTube series Tabletop. He invites known personalities to play tabletop games with him. It's good if you're into that kind of gaming.
So here's my thing with Will Wheaton. I want to like Will Wheaton. Okay? Like I want to. I want to be like, oh, that guy's cool. He's like a nerd, and he's like was in Star Trek, and I'd never had any major issues with Wesley Crusher as a character, whatever. Yeah. But the first and only time I ever met him in real life was at Phoenix Comic-Con, and I got like a very like I don't give a shit about you. Oops, sorry. I swore.
Oh, you broke your own rule.
I did. That's out of character for me. I'm sorry. But like I got a very much like I don't care about you attitude from him, and like not like just kind of like celebrity, like I mean like hardcore. I was like he wouldn't shake my hand at all, and like it was also like the whole awkward like I extended my hand and he looked at it and looked at me and looked at it, looked at me, and then I had to put it away. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's weird.
I'm like okay, and I feel like my experience wasn't the normal from what most people have shared or talked about, but like. I just can't shake it. I can't shake that really weird first impression I got when I met him. And he just really didn't seem like he was talking over me, and like talk like, what do I want to say? Yeah, I am rusty. Exactly.
Yeah.
Really.
People are giving you crap in the chat.
They should. They should actually.
You said you were rusty.
Yeah, they should. I got to get my stream etiquette back. But I just can't shake that first experience. So
first impressions are
kind of important.
And he may have just been having an off day, but
Kevin.
Unfortunately, that does shape what you think of him in the future.
It does. Oh, yeah, let's do Golden Light Pictures suggested the Game Boy. Let's do that one next. That's my really simple Minecraft pig there. So let's see, 1020. And Ray asked, how was my vacation? My vacation was okay. It could have been a lot better if I hadn't lost power for 3 days right in the middle of it.
We actually didn't talk about that on your build stream.
Yeah.
But for those of you that are not in Connecticut, like the two of us, we had a wonderful time with Tropical Storm Isaias. For some reason, knocked out power across like what 90% of the state or something.
Yeah, it was like 750,000 people is what I saw in the news.
And our whole
Life.
there's a big thing. The company that provides power to most of Connecticut has not been doing a good job.
Ever?
Really? Has not been doing a good job ever.
I do like that they just rebrand themselves every couple of years though after they get enough of like heat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, time to rebrand ourselves so that nobody knows that we're the same company. I'm sure you remember Connecticut Light and Power.
Yep.
It's like, we are now Eversource. I'm like, you're the same company.
With the same people and the same awful
everything. The same awful everything. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it was like 750,000 people without power. And
it was also, I don't know how about for you, but for me, it was that was one of the hotter weeks, like you were saying in your last build stream. Connecticut,
it doesn't get hot often.
We generally have a very nice summer, but then for a few weeks in August, it gets absolutely awful in terms of humidity and heat. And it was during the middle of that like we lost power. So I hate to say that I depend so much on air conditioning, but I was sitting at home with no power and just sweating like crazy and just terribly uncomfortable.
CC my childlike ears. I'm sorry. I know it's super out of character for me. That's you can tell I haven't done a stream, but yeah, it was really gross, really disgusting, and of course, like 3 days is not unbearable. I mean, I've gone a week without power here.
Yeah.
But it's just like that 3 days is enough to just inconvenience you, make you throw out all the food in your fridge.
Yep.
It's just like and that was like.
And even now, like, I feel like I basically lost a whole week of time.
Yeah.
Like, because there was nothing I could do on those days other than, like, I did go to the park and walk, but there's only so much of that you can do. And I hate to be...
Steve's like, there's only so much walking I can do.
I hate to be, dependent on technology so much, but it's just...
Yeah, it's fine. I get you. So that happened, like, right in the middle of the week. Right? That was like, what was that, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something?
It happened Tuesday afternoon, and then I didn't get it back till Thursday at midnight. So I was without it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah. Dana, never talk with celebs you are a fan of.
Yeah.
More often than not. Yeah. Well, I guess so. And yeah, Larry says you can build something out of Lego, and I tried. I mean, all my Legos in my basement, right? And my basement has those really like the thin basement windows that are on the top, you know?
Yeah.
And the person or the person who owns this house, I'm just renting, the landlord years ago had painted them over with black paint. So like my basement was pitch black. And I was down here and I had like candles. I had like 4 candles going and my phone light. And I'm like, it was just miserable.
Yeah.
Especially because the mock I was trying to make, which I'm still working on, uses like 2 different color browns, and I couldn't differentiate between the browns with the candlelight. I was like, I'm done. And I'm done. All right, there's our Game Boy. Let's do the next one. Let's see. Oh, so he was playing himself from the Big Bang Theory. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I want to give people, the benefit of the doubt. It's just, whatever. I give a lot of...
I don't really know anything about Will Wheaton myself. I mean, I know he was Wesley Crusher. I didn't like the character of Wesley Crusher, but I also didn't hate him.
All right, we're going to do Fazoom's 80s cartoon Pac-Man and a ghost or two.
I feel like that was early 90s, not 80s. I might be wrong now.
Steve's trying to call you out. Steve is basically Epic Games filing you legal papers because you've removed your game from his store. Or whatever. Let's move these things over. They're looking a little big, I think, too, but we'll see. So I've got, I mentioned it earlier, but I've got major plans for Patreon. We're going to do a total revamp.
Oh, really?
Total restructure revamp.
Cool.
And I've got some really fun goodies that I'm going to be offering out as well. And so hopefully it makes it worth it for people. But
you already have some good things that make it worth it. But as a patron myself, I would never turn down more goodies.
Let's see. Raptor says, "Hey Kevin, I got a mic that works. It was Barry. Well, that's good. We can give it another run another time. I don't want to. As fun as it would be to switch everything around midstream, it's not fun to switch everything midstream. So we will not be doing that. But we can give it another run another time. I'm all about second chances." Reed says he'll be back soon, and Moto's going to start working. Have fun working, Moto. Where's the? Oh, there we go. I was looking for
Pac-Man 1982. Okay. I mean, I should not question Fazoon.
You really should.
Fazoon seems to know his stuff.
You really, really should.
I vaguely remember a Pac-Man cartoon as a kid, and I would not have been. Did they make a second one? Because I would not have been actually born in 1982.
This Pac-Man is so goofy. He's got like a little red hat. I have never seen this Pac-Man. Whoa there. Okay. So, Steve, what's your favorite video game of all time?
My favorite. That is a tough one.
I'm sorry.
It depends on my mood. One of my favorites of all time is Hollow Knight.
Oh, you've talked about that before.
Yeah. If you were a fan of Super Metroid or like what they call Metroidvania style games, it is an indie game that really is amazingly well crafted. It's got a very nice artistic style to it, a very nice atmosphere. It borders between cutesy and like creepy. In a really good way. Like there's parts that are genuinely like kind of dark atmospheric, and there's other parts that are like genuinely cute. And it manages to create like a really awesome lore to the world with very little dialogue or cutscenes. It just does it all through atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like really nice, like tight controls. The boss fights are all about learning a pattern and anticipating or recognizing when an enemy is starting a move. They're coming out with a sequel, apparently. I don't know when, but yeah, it was a game that I did not get when it first came out, and I had heard good things about it, and I eventually got it on sale, and I fell in love with it within like 5 minutes.
Brian, wait. Since you called me, do I need to call you back? No. Not you. Don't need to now, Brian. It's fine. I had a last minute scramble to get someone to pop into the stream today, and I figured since it was video games, I thought that might be up your alley. But it's all good. It's all good, Brian. It's all good.
Just before that, Larry said there was a power outage, a pandemic, riots, and no Lego. If that's not the end of the world, I don't know what is. Oh wait, no zombies yet.
Not yet.
Not well. I don't know. I won't get political, but there was there was the whole thing about.
I won't get political. He says.
Herman Cain passed away, and then whoever was running the PR for his account tweeted on it just a couple days ago, and people on Twitter were basically like, "Wait, didn't you die?"
Wow, that's interesting. No problem. Don't worry about it, Brian. It's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry, I was asleep. You should be asleep. I would have been asleep. It's all good. Steve swooped in and saved the day. I mean, I've said this before. I'm not against just doing it myself, but I have also learned that you guys are wonderfully chatty, and the program has grown to a point where you're probably not going to see that many things get drawn if that's the case. And I think I saw something earlier about the Game Boy. What did I see? Oh, he drew the Game Boy. Awesome. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, the Twisted Metal ice cream truck. I remember that.
Yeah, I think that I never played those games, but I feel like that is an iconic.
That is very iconic.
So I threw that in the private chat to save that.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, so my favorite video game, if I haven't mentioned it ad nauseum yet, is Earthbound for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
and I really, really enjoy it. I need to play the other two. It's one of a trilogy of games, and I've never played the first or the third.
well, the problem with that is those were never released in North America, correct?
Well, so yeah, the third one is like you either play a ROM fan translation or you don't play it,
Right.
Because it was never released. They actually did release Earthbound or Mother 1 as Earthbound Beginnings on the Wii U, like online shop. So I'm hoping they'll do it again with like the Switch, because like I have the Wii U, but I just never used it, and like I used it very, very little.
I feel like the Wii U was a huge misstep by them.
It happens.
I don't have a good idea of what really was ever released for the Wii U.
Hey, for every Switch, there's a Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not. There's actually more. There's more successes than there are failures.
More successes, yes. But every so often, they are one of those companies that I love them like you do, but every so often they will make weird missteps that's just like, what are you doing?
All right, I'm going to do the Twisted Metal Ice Cream Truck because we were talking about that. And, I've never played the third one. And I've heard a lot of really good stuff about the third one. It's just like I've never, I kept hoping that they were going to actually officially translate it and release it. It's like silly me for thinking I would actually get the option.
And Funny Fig says that the third one is the best one, so you probably should try to play it.
I know. I should.
Golden Light says, since we're on the topic, have you gotten any of the Lego Mario sets, which obviously you have?
Yeah, but not many. But I do have Mario himself, and I got a couple of the character packs at Target.
The blind bag ones?
Yeah.
I told you I really don't have a whole lot of interest in the theme. It's just not my thing. But I got one of the character packs just out of curiosity, and they are adorably cute. So, and I'm a sucker for blind bags, even though I know that that's supposed to be a whole gimmick just to get you to spend money. So,
well,
I have to get all of them.
It's a little of everything, isn't it? A gimmick to make you spend money.
And I probably will end up, since I have most of the blind bags and I want to finish those, I'll probably end up getting the starter course just so I have Mario as well. There's things about them that I do like now that I've actually, taken a look at them in person. I just wish they weren't so expensive.
I wish, yeah. I mean, everything, right? We could say that for a lot of things.
Yeah.
This car is, or this truck, I should say, is actually a lot more like armored than I, in my child memory, remember it being. I just remembered it like literally being an ice cream truck with like a giant clown head, but it's like zombie apocalypse armor. I've never played this game, so I don't even know. But
I think it was like a
Mad Max kind of thing.
No, it was supposed to be like a battle mode, like Mario Kart type of thing. You remember battle mode in that? But that was the whole thing. It was like cars battling and
battle.
I guess kind of like Mad Max, but not really.
I'm a Wario and I'm gonna win.
Yes, Golden Light is making fun of me. Gimmicks to get you to spend your money, as with all businesses.
Yeah, that's why I was like, with everything. As with everything. Yep. Indeed. So are you ready to get back to school, Steve?
No.
Yeah, I bet.
It's not a good situation or setup.
I mean, I saw something on Twitter making the rounds And it was one of those like really sad like life moments where I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that, but man, I can't even imagine. But it was like this teacher saying, should I leave my door open to keep the air circulation in the room and prevent spread of the virus, or should I keep my door closed in case of an active shooter entering the building?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not gonna like say, oh, woe is me just because I'm a teacher. Although, I mean, I do think that there's a lot of, disrespect toward teachers, but, I think people do respect teachers.
I think all the people that don't have power respect teachers.
Yeah. I think a lot of the parents, when they had, like in the spring, when they had to, deal with their kids at home, learned really what teachers do most of the day. Which is, for better or for worse, like we provide childcare. We try to teach as much as we can, but then we provide childcare. But I don't know. It frustrates me that the whole situation it's not good for anyone. And like teachers, as usual, we are sort of bearing the brunt of, like this push to go back to school. Like, even though most teachers say it's not good to go back, I would think most parents agree. Like, parents want to send their kids back for, because they've got to get to work. But
that is a major thing. Yep.
But I get the impression that most parents also agree, like, that, like, going back is not necessarily the right thing. It seems like so many people are on the right page, and yet we got to go back. Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to go back just to go back for no reason.
and all of the all the things that are all the modifications, I would say, that are being put in place really are more disruptive than if we just said, all right, everyone's going to stay at home. Because now, like, I have Raptus says the government says if we can't keep you home, then screw everybody, go back to school. The problem is a lot of school districts are doing like a hybrid where they're going to be in school for half the time. But that doesn't help parents at home who need to plan childcare. As like a point of reference, like I have a coworker who he works in my school district, but his kids go to school in another district. Both districts are doing hybrid plans, but they're both they're not in school on the same days. Like on days that he has to go into school, his kids will be at home. And then it's like, well, how do you plan childcare around that?
Yeah, totally. Let's see. All right, that's my Twisted Metal ice cream truck. A little simple. I think I'm still in the rusty phase for full disclosure. Let's see. We could try to draw Bayonetta. Joseph Zawada. Give it a shot. Wallow Bricks. Hello.
Which I find funny. Dana just said to keep it PG. How about a chibi Lara Croft? So he wants a cartoony Lara Croft as opposed to a real one, and you instead decide to go with Bayonetta.
Oh,
maybe the more risque.
She's covered. She's fully covered.
I still find it funny that she's become like a mainstay like Nintendo property.
It is interesting.
It is very. I was trying to explain to a friend of mine the other day that has a Switch, and he just bought a bunch of games for his kids, and one of the games he had was Bayonetta, and he hasn't played it yet. And I'm like, don't let your kids play that. Like, just don't let your kids play that.
Don't let
your kids are 7 years old. Don't let them play it. Like, Kirby's fine. Okay.
Kirby. We go from Bayonetta to Kirby.
Well, I mean, that's like I went over to his house and his kids are playing Kirby, and like right next to Kirby, I see the case for Bayonetta, and I'm like, I don't think if they're having fun with Kirby, I don't think they need to play Bayonetta.
Oh no, not the children.
Maybe not age appropriate.
Oh no, not the will someone please think of the children? I might have picked like a very difficult picture to use. Let me try again. I think I was like, hey, let me do this one. Nah, let me not.
Earlier in the chat, Golden Light Pictures, this is a crazy year. Viruses, riots, dogs, and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
Wall of Brick said, don't forget the murder hornets.
Yeah, that was just a name, though. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They have a pretty, like, fear-inducing name, but they didn't really do anything. Yes. Trying to make.
So yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my last week before I go back. It's. I'm gonna try to make the most of it, but it's not a good situation for anyone involved.
Nope. Agreed.
And I really just don't understand where the push to go back is actually coming from. Because again, I'm not sensing that parents necessarily want kids to go back. I mean, they want them to go back again because they have to work, but they understand that it's not appropriate to send them back yet.
Yep.
My friend put it best, like this whole year really has just been a failure of leadership on many levels.
I would agree with that.
We have Adora Build in the chat. Hope everyone's having a fun Friday.
Absolutely.
And Spacetime Brick Studios.
Hello. I'm trying to not make this look bad. She's actually a very difficult character to draw. She's like very detailed.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And this is like yeah. Let's leave it at that. But you got to get back in the swing of things, you know?
Yeah, that's next week is my last week, and that's where my last week of summer vacation. That's I'm gonna try to flip the switch to classroom mode.
Yeah, get ready.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Sorry. Sorry, Joseph. It was a tough one. Especially from someone who hasn't used my tablet in 2 weeks.
Other than losing power, was your vacation enjoyable?
Yeah, so my goal was to not use my computer and do any type of illustration or design work at all. That was my goal. And I did pretty good at that, actually. I made it all the way until we got. I didn't mean to throw it. No, it's fine. It's not your fault at all.
And we've got a Doc Sampson over on Twitch.
Doc Sampson, what's up? He's got his first 72-hour live stream review segment up on his channel. You want to check that out?
The much anticipated 72-hour live stream review.
Indeed, indeed. This looks terrible. I'm sorry, Joseph. This looks awful.
It's recognizable.
Yeah, all right. You're too kind. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, losing power was lame, but I read some books. So during that time, I finished the Thrawn books I had been talking about for several weeks. I had finished the newer 3 trilogy, and then I started and finished the older 3 trilogy. So that was really interesting. I liked both. I liked both for different reasons. And then after that, I started reading the visual history of Batman, which is a book I've just had laying around forever. It's like one of those like really nice large DK books that's like a complete and total history of Batman's entire comic book life. And that's been really interesting. I still haven't finished it. I'm only like 200 pages in, but it is like a very thorough book where I'm like, okay, this is a little too much maybe. Because it like, lets me know who wrote everything, who drew everything, every artist involved, every editor involved. And I feel like it almost gives me more of that as opposed to what actually happens in each book. I'm like, I get it. I get giving artists credit. Believe me, I do. But like what happens in the book? So it's mostly like a giant almanac of like every cover of every Batman comic and every comic Batman appeared in. So not just Batman comics, but like World's Finest, Detective Comics, Batman, Superman, Batman and the Outsiders, like just everything he's ever been in. And so it's like a 500-page giant coffee table book. So I've been going through that. I started a mock, been building a mock.
Which you teased on the building stream.
I did, and it's getting there. I've run out of the pieces I'm using twice now. I need to do another Bricklink order.
Did you get that first Bricklink order already? Or
yes, I got it actually like 2 nights ago or 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm. That if it helps, it doesn't have to be full body. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the face is recognizable, and then you started going for the shoulders, and I was about to say, cut your losses.
Cut my loss.
While you're ahead.
I promise you, I could do it if I was more warmed up. All right, let's see. Let's move some stuff around. But yeah.
Says, I guess in a few weeks you'll be a Batman expert.
I already know a lot of stuff that's really interesting about Batman, like how when Alfred was first introduced, his name was Alfred Beagle, and then it wasn't until like a decade or two later that they changed his name to Alfred Pennyworth. And Alfred's had like a daughter, Alfred's had a niece, Alfred's had an aunt, like all kinds of people from Alfred's family have popped into the Batman universe over time to like help Batman, which is interesting. At one point, Bruce was dating Alfred's daughter, and they had like a loving relationship. It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness in the
comic book world.
In the comic book world like that.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. I was also surprised at how long Catwoman had the cape. Her old outfit had like that green cape. Like she had that cape forever.
Yeah, I actually did not know that she had a cape.
Well, yeah. So like, I mean, she's got like a modern look, but I was just kind of surprised at how long her outfit had held onto the cape. Like I just thought like, oh, that was something she had like back in the 60s or something. Like, no, it was like there until all the way up until I think 90s when they got rid of the cape. Which is kind of interesting to me. All right, let's start another one. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm looking through.
M Productions wants you to draw the Chima Online video game.
Wow. Chima. I love that. Hey, I have a Chima print available for sale. I've got Chima in my Etsy store at Zebrick's request. He says that there is a giant sleeper cell of Chima fans that I have yet to activate. So the proof is in the pudding. I've got a print for.
Larry says, Steve, just let it slide by. No, I did. I was not quick on the pun there, but I told you for Bayonetta, quit while you're ahead, and quit while she's ahead.
Oh. All right, we're gonna do Jigglypuff. That seems like a much easier one to do. It's all right. They're not supposed to always be easy. It's supposed to be a challenge. That's part of this. I just need to like get back in the groove of things for a little bit, though. So yeah, as I was saying, I think I kind of, as stupid as it sounds, ran like what you said, ran out of things to do during my vacation. because I was waiting for the Bricklink order to come in, so I couldn't keep going with my mock. I was currently reading the giant Batman book, and that was fine. I was still reading it, but you can only look at so many comic book covers and read all the artists a day. And I was like pacing myself, and I had already finished all 6 of the Thrawn books. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm actually ready to boot up the computer. So when it got to the weekend, like my last couple days, I booted it up and just worked on personal artwork stuff, which was fun. I enjoyed doing that.
Now the personal stuff, is that some of the stuff that you've been posting to social media, teasing?
Yeah. Yep. So once I finished up all the Thrawn stuff, I was like, I have to draw this guy. This guy is like probably one of my favorite Star Wars characters now, I think. And so I drew a Thrawn face. So that will be a sticker. It will be available for purchasing.
I was about to ask some of those things that you've teased. I assume that those might be stickers.
Yep. And my son, my younger son, and I have been going through and playing old SNES games together. So obviously for the first time for him, like the 100th time for me. And so we were playing the Donkey Kong Country series of games. So we played Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. And I feel like his eyes are too big, but that's fine. And I wanted to make some things like that because it also remembered how much I loved those games. Because I do. I really, really enjoyed the original 3 Donkey Kong Country games. So I made Donkey Kong. I did make Diddy and Dixie Kong as well. I have not teased them. I try to like limit my teasing of things to like 3 or so, because then I'm like, people get tired of this and I need to start showing real things again. So
Raptus says Kevin Hinkle cutting corners since 2018.
Have I? I don't know. I don't know if I really do that. I would disagree. But if you can find ways to be efficient, you do that. You do that.
Not hard.
Let's see. Doc Sampson completed the games or just move on? No, Doc, 100% complete. Actually, no, that's a lie. 102% complete for Donkey Kong Country 2, 100 and whatever it is, 3% for Donkey Kong Country 3, but like not perfect on Donkey Kong Country 1. I have never in my life 100%ed Donkey Kong Country 1 because I find it too difficult to find everything. And there's no like there's no visual cues except for the exclamation point at the end of the name if I found everything. Like the thing I like about Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 is that you know when you found everything, because like if you go into like a bonus barrel, the coin has a check mark on it. You go, oh, I already found this. So you don't have to waste your time. But in Donkey Kong Country 1, you could go into the same bonus barrel over and over and over and over and over, and you'll never know if it was the one you were missing. It's like, so you just have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just annoying to me.
As someone who loves, I'm a completionist about video games. I do prefer when there's some sort of indication. It's the thing I absolutely hate is when you're like down to like 1 or 2 things you have left to collect, and you have no idea which one it might be or where it might be.
Oh, it's funny. Doc says no Canadian Papa Bear. This is his category, and he's not here. Yeah, it's funny. He might show up later. He tends to pop in. I mean, he's over there with you, Doc. He's in the Western time zone, and not everybody has the Doc Sampson time where he's up at all times, all day, every day. Do you draw from memory or use reference? I use reference. So I use. Let's do this. Well, we got to get some Mario action in there.
Yeah.
Get Lakitu.
And keep throwing those suggestions. I am collecting them all. So I feel like we'd rather have too many suggestions.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Wall of Bricks asks, favorite Pokemon?
That's always going to be Charizard. I'm one of those kids.
I remember seeing a tweet once that's been made into a meme that the great thing about Pokemon is that somewhere in the world there is someone who's like that will say like a specific favorite Pokemon is their favorite one. So even if it's like a weird Pokemon that's not like
Yeah.
Very useful. There's probably somewhere in the world that likes that Pokemon.
Sure.
I was always partial to Jigglypuff, especially in Smash because she is really obnoxious in Smash. I was always, when the original Smash came out, I was in high school, and I was really good at timing her down move. That was like an instant smash or an instant KO.
Where she goes like to sleep?
Yes. And if you don't time it right, you're super vulnerable. But if you time it right, it instantly KOs your opponents. And I just remember I would piss my friends off where I would just float around as this little pink bubble, avoiding everybody, and then while they all fought, and then I would just like sort of jump into the middle and do the rest move and knock like 2 or 3 of them out.
You're that guy, Steve.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Oh man,
It's a game mechanic. I'm not.
No, I know. I also prescribe to the like, if it's a move in the game, I can use it.
Yeah.
Like I totally.
And eventually, like every so often, they would be like, "Wait, Steve is just kind of floating off to the side while the rest of us wear each other down. Why don't we team up on him?" And I was like, "Wow, you figured it out finally."
My strategy with Smash was always, or my character is usually Link. He's my go-to because, as I've said before, I feel like if I had to choose, I'm more of a Zelda fan than I am a Mario fan. But I would sit to the side and just shoot arrows until someone notices me. Like, they're like hitting each other, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, are you finally noticing that I'm slowly, point by point, taking your damage count up?"
It's cheap, but it's like, well, it's your fault for letting me do this.
All's fair in love and Smash.
But it's like, I would say, like, I'm not even like a good player at Smash. Like, if they actually came after me, like legitimately, I'd usually lose. But because I just played, very I don't know what the word would be, avoidant or, sheepishly.
Yeah.
They let me get away with a lot of stuff. And then they whine that it's cheap. I'm like, well, you could come after me.
You created this. You created me.
We've got a couple new people in the chat. Bama Bricks.
Hello, Bama.
Miss Neverland is here.
Hello, Miss Neverland. Welcome to the stream, both of you. We're doing video games today, all about video games. Oh, and I should say, this was my son's request. So he was watching me, obviously, over the last couple of days, edit the grand 100-hour video. So he was watching all the stuff I've drawn, and he kind of out of nowhere, he was like, "Dad, have you ever drawn video games?" I was like, no, we haven't. And he's like, "Next time you do a stream, I want you to do video games." And then he walked away. I was like, okay. So there we go. I guess you are in charge of me now. That's fine. So this was his request. He wanted video games next time we did a stream. All right, there's our Lakitu up there with his spiky.
Is Lakitu or Lakitu?
I've heard it say Lakitu.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you might be.
Because I don't know if I've heard it from a Nintendo source or if I've just heard it.
Yeah.
Spoken that way.
I feel like it's one of those words or names that you don't hear often, and no one really knows how to pronounce it.
All right, let me see. I'm going to start another one. Let me look up some of these suggestions.
Funny Figs, in reference to your son, says he's always been in charge of you.
That's true, isn't it? Kids.
Insert astronauts on the moon with a gun meme.
Kids. 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 All right, I'm looking through suggestions. I'm looking through the private chat because Steve is collecting all of your ideas and throwing them over there for me. Let's see. Oh, what is this? I got to look up some of these because I don't even know what they are. I'm going to commit myself to something that I should not be committing myself to. Let's see.
If there's any that you need me to look up, let me know.
No, that's all right. Oh, what in the world is that thing? What is this? I don't even know what it is. Okay.
Well, you're probably not going to do it then.
All right, so I'm going to let's see, where did it go? Where is it? What do we got here? Crash Bandicoot. All right, sure. Nice
iconic one.
Sure. Let's see here. It is. I think I drew him once, but I wasn't really satisfied with how
I've never played a Crash Bandicoot game.
Neither have I.
I know he's a very iconic character, but I've never actually played a game of him.
All right. Whoa. Please leave your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Oh, where did my reference photo go? There we go. I swear. I swear. So something that's kind of exciting is a commission I got somewhat last minute. It was somewhat last minute, and it was a last minute, and it was a time-sensitive one where it was like, either you can do it now or you can't do it at all. But it's also one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, but I really want to do this one because this is kind of a big deal. So I had to adjust people, which I felt bad about. No, I didn't swear. I was just saying I swear in general, like because I was drawing straight lines and they weren't being straight. I was like, why does it act like I don't know how to draw? I got some work for BrickCon. BrickCon is the longest running Lego fan convention in the entire world. Currently longest running Lego convention in the world. And they were looking for a logo, revamped logo, and a shirt design for their 2020 all virtual show. Maybe sounds a little familiar.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I've already got Brick Fair. I've got Philly Brick Fest. If I can add BrickCon into this, I'm like picturing myself as Mr. Monopoly Man. I'm like, come on, let's keep going. I can get Park Place too. Let's do it. So I got it done. I did have to like put everybody else on hold that I was currently working on, which I felt a little bad about. But I'm like, I got to get this one. This has to happen. And they got their stuff, so they're going to start, doing the things that you do with that kind of stuff. Oh, that's a great game, Hawkeye, the Epic Mickey. That was a wonderful game. If anyone has not played that, I recommend that.
I did not play that.
I didn't play the sequel, but Epic Mickey is all about kind of like how I think they do it in Fantasia or one of they've done it in some form where like the ink is real And so like if you erase in a character, they vanish and go to a different world and stuff like that. And it's like based on Disney and all the stuff that the Disney team has drawn over the years, and what characters have been forgotten, and they're not really forgotten. They're just living in a different like world. And it's great. It's really, really great. And they do a lot of exploration with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was the precursor to Mickey Mouse.
I learned about that from a student, actually. They had students that had to do a fake genetics project where like they had to choose a character or something, and this student actually was really into art, and she chose Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And there was actually Oswald had a girlfriend, and she very cleverly, like, this is one of those good, like, really good student projects. She picked out like features about the two of them that were subtly different, and said, well, like, what if it was genetics that made them different, and what would their children look like? And I was like, oh, that's really clever.
Nice. Yeah.
She also gave me this whole history of what these characters were.
Yeah, and how Walt lost them, basically. And, some other major company was thinking they were going to get a cash cow. But again, when we were talking earlier about like these baller moves from like the giant conglomerates that are just butting up against each other, and then Disney became a millionaire, and he's like, I'd like to buy my character back now, and then just bought it back from the company that had essentially stole it from him. So Disney owns it again, but they didn't for several years. But they thought, I can't remember the company now that like took it, but they thought that was going to be their cash cow, that was going to be the Mickey Mouse, and it wasn't. Like, well. But he plays a major role in that game, in the Epic Mickey game. But yeah, I did a lot of, obviously, going to art school and majoring in animation, you get a lot of Disney stuff.
Wall of Bricks has to go. Thanks for tuning in.
See you later. Don't forget to check out the 100-hour special on Thursday, 4:00 in the afternoon. Should be a lot of fun. You can catch up on everything you've missed for 37 episodes. Because I don't think there are many people. There might be one or two, but I don't think there's many people that have seen all 37 episodes. I would be interested to know, though, if anybody has actually been present in any duration for all 37 episodes. This is episode 38, but all 37 episodes so far. I tried to make it a little shorter, though, because I get that everyone's attention spans aren't exactly super long, but condensing 100 hours of footage starts to get really just not enjoyable.
I'm more interested to see how you condensed that much stuff into 30 minutes.
30 minutes. That was my goal. My goal was actually 20 or 25. That was my goal, but I got it to 30. Let's see, Hawkeye, I'd be pushing it even if I showed up for a few minutes on a couple to make the full 38. Yeah. And hey, what's up, Tree of Ore? Yeah, because I don't have expectations that people hang out for the whole live stream. I mean, it is 3 hours, but I'm just curious if anybody had actually been to all of them for any length of time.
No, sadly, I don't think I will not be able to tune into these streams much longer.
Yeah, it's okay. Back to work. But hey, you'll get the time lapses every Monday.
Yep.
And if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, I don't know what to tell you.
Spacetime Brick Studios. Mr. Hinkle was my TNG illustration request too weird.
What?
Not sure what he's talking about.
Hello, Spacetime. Did I miss it? Oh no, that's fine. No, now I know what you're talking about. No, it's good. It's good. Works for me. Sorry, it took me a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, got it. Yeah, it was not too weird. It is all good. I'm gonna try to work on that soon. All right, there's our crash. I think it's probably
Very
drawn.
nice. I like that.
Well, thank you. Let's shrink them though a little bit.
Raptus says, give someone a 3-hour movie, they won't watch it. Give them 3 1-hour episodes, they will binge the whole thing. That is true. I find that I am much more likely to continue binging things if it's broken up like that.
Okay, let's see. Let's get another one. Let's see. What is this? Let me look up some of these. So I need to look them up in the old reference machine. Let's see what this. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Oh yeah, he was kind of spooky, yeah. All right, let's do that one. 11:15. So we were talking about this earlier about Epic Mickey. Hawkeye says the blot, and so the blot is kind of a ominous form. So this will be kind of easy, I think. But let's see what we got here.
We've done productions. I don't usually binge things. I only watch 1 to 3 episodes of a show a day. Who are you with this self-control?
Who are you? Who do you think you are? I've been known to binge some things, but like binging in one setting or one sitting is not really I can't really afford to do that. I would if I could. I'd be all about it.
I tend to binge quite a bit. Mainly like as I'm playing video games, like I will usually have something else playing on the side.
Steve's got that no kid life though.
Yes. No kid life.
Makes a difference.
Though I do find that so like there's a certain type of show that is good for binging, or a certain like tone that's good for binging. Again, binging for me is it will usually be playing in the background while I'm doing something else, which means that it can't really be too involving or serious.
Okay, gotcha.
Like if it's something that you need to pay attention to, like I couldn't binge Stranger Things because there's too much that you kind of need to pay attention to during the episodes that if it was just playing in the background, you'd kind of miss it.
Yeah.
Whereas I enjoy like superhero TV shows and stuff because frankly they're kind of mindless. They're very easy to put on in the background. You get the gist of what's going on, but you can tune out a lot of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Neverland says I binge at work.
Nice. That's that life right there. Yeah, I get it. I'm like you, Steve. It's like I wish there was more things I could do like simultaneously, but it doesn't work for everybody and it doesn't work for everything. Because I spent a lot of time staring at a computer screen, and working on freelance work and commission stuff. and there's only certain things I can do without it actually distracting from what I need to be doing. I wish it wasn't a problem, but it is. It's just like I can't do it.
Like as I said, superhero stuff. I'm a huge fan of superheroes in general. I never saw the second Thor movie, The Dark World, when it came out, and I had heard most people did not like it. It's on Disney Plus now, and I was able to watch that while I was doing something else. It's perfectly fine if you have it on in the background. I could see how if you had paid money to sit and just watch it in a theater, you would not have been happy.
Yeah. Hello, Solo Brick Builder. Why is it not? Oh, that's why. I was like, what? Why is it not putting the color on? Or not the color. Why is it not using the white? So this is the blot from Epic Mickey, which is basically just like a giant ink blot guy that like is, changes shape and is like, evil looking, as you'd imagine. So kind of easy, but there he is, a little spookiness. And I think probably the next one is probably going to be our first color one, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's about halfway through. Just shy by 3 minutes. So
by the time I get finished drawing it, it'll probably be time. Okay, there we go.
Fazoom Jr. really wants Spider-Man for PS4.
Is that one Iron Spider? Because I feel like I've drawn that when the game came out. And again, I only say this because I just went back and watched every stream I just did. Because I think when the game came out, wasn't like the main Spider-Man Iron Spider? Or maybe not.
No, I think the PS4 game had like different unlockable costumes, but it was the basic Spider-Man.
Okay. Because I did draw a Spider-Man, and I remember it was because the game had just come out, or it had just come out, so people were excited about it. Let's see.
Funnyfig says you should do a superheroes stream.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. All right, we shall do the Spider-Man.
I would still love to see you. I know this would take a sort of different mindset, but somehow where all the little doodles come together as one scene or something.
Oh yeah, I have some ideas I'd like to do. Not necessarily for this though. Like I'm thinking for the Patreon special, which is in November. And that's where only patrons get to make suggestions for the stream about maybe trying to make that cohesive into one piece. But I just don't know if I'd be able to do that on a stream setting.
I think it would be an interesting challenge. I think you need to pick a good theme that would lend itself fairly well to that.
Right. And that's the thing is I don't know yet if for that particular occasion I want to limit the patron suggestions to a theme. I don't know yet. I'm not necessarily opposed to it or for it. It's just like that one's kind of like, that's the special one. That's for people like you, Steve, that throw a little money my way every month and appreciate what I'm doing. So I definitely want to do it. That's still a thing. I'm just like figuring out what's a way to kind of make it special. I am already thinking that it's going to be longer than normal. So just because I'd like to draw as many suggestions as possible from my patrons, and I have 63 patrons. So it's like, I'm like, okay, if I just take the average of how long it takes me in this stream, I'm not even gonna get halfway.
The only problem would be, are all of those patrons going to tune in?
Well, last time I did it, I excuse me, I reached out ahead of time because I didn't really have any expectations that everybody would be there live. But I'm like, this is for you. So I want to make sure I draw what you want me to draw. So throw your ideas ahead of time in the patron post, and that's where I took them from. So there were a couple people that were there live, but I think a vast majority were not there live, which is fine with me. I was like, yeah, that's okay. People have lives.
Miss Neverland says, before I say that, MJ Sweet 130. I don't believe I've seen you in the chat, but you're over in Twitch. Welcome.
Thanks to everybody who's holding down the fort on Twitch. Appreciate that.
Miss Neverland, Kevin, do the theme of hands. I know how much you love drawing them.
And, I've thought about that. I've actually thought about it. I think I've mentioned it a couple times on the stream. It's just funny because, I guess you could still have it be a theme. Everyone just gives me different characters' hands that I draw, I guess. I don't know. Would it be interesting? Because I was thinking about doing one that was... I've been thinking about doing some of these kind of like live drawing streams, but not interactive. I mean, I'm still engaging with people, but not like taking suggestions.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking about for like a hands stream. Would I just be sitting here drawing hands for like an hour and talking to people? So it wouldn't necessarily be taking people's suggestions for what hands, but you know what I mean.
I know you've been mentioning talking like about technique and stuff. You did that during the what was it? Brick World?
Yeah, that's part of what I'm trying to do for some new. I'm really going to try to go all out and do a total nice refresh of the Patreon page. And that is some of the content I'm thinking of offering is tutorials and stuff that would be videos that are on YouTube, but only patrons have the links to those. But we'll see. I've got a lot of ideas. I just don't have enough time in the day, really.
Yeah.
Is where we're
and
at.
You got to make money.
And I got to make money, which is a thing. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, Kevin, I was saying to myself, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And, I actually really do enjoy commissions, and I don't ever want to stop doing commissions, but I think I want to not have to do them often. I think I want to be able to do what I want to do. But in order to do that, I have to make money, and I have to make money somehow. And Patreon is really, really helpful. Patreon and Etsy are my ways to make money. That is how I make money. Patreon and Etsy. And I got to make sure that I'm offering stuff that is enticing and interesting and that makes people want to come over and join and feel like they're getting their money's worth. So lots of ideas are cooking, trying to figure out what's the next phase, what should be the next incentives and goodies and all that jazz.
Mrs. Neverland says, make it a game. Whose hand am I drawing? And Larry Legend says he likes that idea. I hesitate. How much different detail would people's hands?
I mean, it's either gloved or not gloved.
Right. It's like
that's it.
I'm drawing a giant gold gauntlet right now. Who do you think that is?
I mean, the only way it could work is if the hand has some kind of hand wear.
Right.
Like gloves or rings or watches or whatever. But I do want to do it just because it is something that I need to get. I need to reacquaint myself to. So, all right, let's. I'm gonna throw some colors on the. Or let's
Zoom says Kevin is the new Bob Ross.
Am I soothing? That is very high praise. Am I soothing? Am I soothing you? Shrink Spider-Man a little bit and move him right there. There we go. Thank you guys all for being here, hanging out with me. I appreciate that. You can be anywhere else on a Friday morning. Here you are. Oh, and I got a couple Etsy messages, not from people I think that are people that know me. I think just people that browse on Etsy. But as a friendly reminder, if any of you guys watching are interested in any of the products that I have sold on Etsy, remember, I have not sold out of anything, of any stickers. So if you don't see something, ask me, because about 14 of those have been removed for quote unquote copyright infringement. They are available. I'm happy to sell them, but I can't have them listed because the big red block in the sky said I couldn't sell them. But they are there, so feel free to ask. And if you do the bundle pack, then you can still write it in there saying, put this, this, and this, because I have all of them. I have every sticker I've designed, I have.
Is this the second time some of those were removed?
It is.
I noticed that some things were missing the other day.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the big sellers too, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the second time. So anything, I mean, there's a couple, actually, there was a couple that have not been removed before, and I'm going to just put those back up because I'm like, I don't understand why it was okay. It's okay last time and not okay this time, so it's going back up. But anything that was taken down twice is not going back up. So, like the classic Lego classic smiley is not up there.
I noticed. You had told me you were thinking of making the holographic ones like a limited edition, and I noticed neither of those are up there.
Yeah, they've been removed. I still have them, but yeah, so the holographic ones, I guess that's a good point to make, are limited. I don't really feel like they need to always be a thing. Like I always have the holographic versions of those. So I think I'm just going to keep experimenting with picking one design every now and then and making a hologram version of it. But yeah, when they're gone, they're gone. I'm not going to, I wasn't planning to reorder those anyway of those particular designs. But yeah, the classic smiley is not on Etsy. It is available. I've got plenty of them. Batman is another high seller. I've got plenty of Batman, but he's not on Etsy anymore. So they're there. Feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. They're not gone. I have not. The ones that I was low on stock, I have restocked on. So there's literally no sticker that I have created that I'm out of. I have all of them.
I will have to hit you up after the stream here for a list of stickers, because I know I've was talking to you and I have made enough orders that I think just one or two more.
And you have the whole thing.
And I will have the whole Hinkle collection.
You're gonna hate me because I'm gonna keep releasing more all the time.
I know. I haven't ordered the Mando or Baby Yoda yet, but I know I need to order those.
Oh, whoops! I forgot the blue.
They are a reasonable price, so I don't mind if you keep releasing them.
Yeah, I think they're well. Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, all the stickers too. You know, I've teased them on social media everywhere. So over time, so you can just find them. They're there. You know, they can't control my social media posting. That's for sure. But yeah, and I'm also not necessarily as concerned when the shows begin again, which I mean, it may take 8 months to a year, but shows will be back. Yeah. It's a whole different arena selling that kind of stuff at a trade show than it is selling it online. So,
we have Canadian Papa Bear over in Twitch.
Well, finally, Papa B. says the guy that fails to show up to all the Papa B streams these days. I'm sorry, Papa B. Today's theme is video games, which is right up your alley. We already had Doc Sampson made the comment that where's Papa B? This is his theme. It's the theme he's been waiting for.
And if you could, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you drop some more suggestions because Kevin's getting
almost done
with this one.
Almost done with this. Raptor says you could be more scared of the mouse, Hinkle. At the moment I'm not. At the moment I'm not. I think I'm just way too small on the radar of basically anybody but Lego. But hey, you never know. You never know. But I'm willing to test the waters because I got to. I don't really have a choice. Most artists live and breathe by fan art anyway. That's how they make their money. You gotta put a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and time into many countless hours of fan art before you're even in a position to start experimenting with your own original artwork stuff. And that's okay. I get it. I understand.
Canadian Papa B, what do you mean? Finally, I've been talking in here for an hour and you've been ignoring me. I haven't seen any.
I call shenanigans.
Yeah, I have not seen any comments coming through from Twitch.
That's on my new chat suggestion training course is to pay extra special attention to Twitch because I get accused of ignoring Twitch all the time. All right, let's draw a new one. Let's get a new sketch going. Oh yeah, let's do Tetris. All right, let's see.
Raptus, I hate to say this, but I do not think there is a John Wick video game.
How sad is it that I'm Googling Tetris? I just want to see. Okay. Let's draw. We're gonna do color first on this. Ooh. Ooh. Oops. Oops. I already messed it up.
Are you doing it in color first?
Yeah. I just said that. Did you not listen to me?
Sorry, I was looking up
No, it's fine.
references for something.
It's fine. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
That has to be one of the most iconic video game songs there is.
Oh yeah, it's up there with like the original Mario theme.
Yeah. Pink Wheels 3. My family is obsessed with classic Tetris monthly competitions on Twitch.
Oh, interesting. I hope the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man was worth the wait for Zoom Jr. I know it's not the full figure. That's another thing I noticed. A lot of times I don't tend to do the full figure in these. I'm like, I'm oddly selective in which ones I do the full figure, and there's actually not really any rational reason I could find as to why. But that was something I was noticing when I was looking back. Like
Junior says it looks great.
Oh, thank you. There are certain characters that as I'm watching myself redraw them, I'm like, oh, I probably would not do a full figure of that. And then there I am drawing the full figure of it. I'm like, oh, all right. There's another one. I'm like, the exact opposite. Dun, dun, dun.
Pink Wheels 3 says you're missing a couple.
Yeah, I'm sure I am missing a few. Especially the straight one. That's the one.
She said the long bar.
That's the one.
But I think you're missing the other.
There's got to be at least a couple I'm missing.
I don't know the names of them. So the orange one in the middle there is one that rotates the other way.
Yeah.
We have quite the suggestion from Canadian Papa Bear.
Look how big the comment is on the screen. Dante from Devil May Cry. Now you're going to say, but wait, that's not Shin Megami Tensei. But he was guest character in one of the versions of SMT3 Nocturne that you could add to your party along with all the demons. Let's see. Let me look. I think I looked up. Did somebody else suggest Dante, I thought?
Yes,
earlier?
he's been suggested a couple times. Miss Neverland.
Gotcha.
Suggested him.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right. Let's see if I can find 11, 13. Can I go that far back? Yeah, I can. Let's see. There we go. Just because it's a shorter comment. That way it doesn't block out more of the screen. Let's see. Let's see what we can do with this guy. Told you anything I can come up with something interesting. Yeah, sure. I believe you. It's kind of amazing, to be honest. But yeah, I have been missing a great deal of Papa B streams over the last several weeks/months, but I've been missing a lot of people's streams. I've been working all the time.
When the quarantine first started, I was catching a lot of people's streams, and then I don't know, the past month it's trailed off substantially.
Yeah.
Mentally, I think maybe I just, as it started to drag on, it got a little tougher to keep track of when things were happening and
yeah,
or keep track of my own personal time.
Sure. Are you playing a Game Boy?
No, that's cicadas outside that are buzzing away.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It sounds like old, like 8-bit, like sound effects.
No, it's the little cicadas. They climb up into the tree and just buzz like that.
Whenever I hear the sound, though, it sounds so weird on my end because I'm used to hearring them. But whenever I hear that sound, I'm like, oh, it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Like
they're only out at the peak of the summer heat. And they are loud.
Yeah, who are you and what have you done with Kevin? You know, I'm not gonna lie. Technic, man. It's the Technic sets. Like, oh, are you done with that tractor? Did you finish the Technic tractor yet, Papa B? Please tell me you finished the Technic tractor. Because I mean, you have to see that I see and I like all your social posts. So I see the reminders and stuff. I'm like, oh, the tractor again.
Canadian Pop B, yes, and I'm done with Technic forever. Oh,
good. Oh, good. There we go.
I think I've told my story on the streams before that I had an opportunity to build the bucket excavator, which at the time was the biggest Technic set to be released, and I said, you know, I feel like I have not given Technic a fair shake, and I built that, and I did not have fun with it, and I said, huh, yeah, that's I'm not missing much by ignoring the Technic.
Yep, and there you go.
And I have a lot of respect for the people that can do custom Technic stuff. But for me, it's just not that interesting.
I'm right there with you.
We got Our Toy World joining us.
Oh, what's up, Richie?
And just before that, Funny Figs Majora, what is one of the weirdest commissions that you've gotten? That's an interesting question if you can share it with us.
Ooh, that's a little big. One of the weirdest commissions. I don't know if there's been any that have been really weird. They're all pretty standard fare. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, most of them that I've gotten have just been like pretty standard fare stuff. Like I want, I mean, so many of the commissions I get are all like, draw my Lego sig fig, draw my Lego sig fig, draw my Lego sig fig. Like I get, like that's the number one thing I get commissioned to do is draw my Lego sig fig. And that's fine, whatever. But I don't know if there's really any others that are like too bizarre. I think the one I did for Tanya, Miss Brick Kitten, was fun. That one might be seen from someone who didn't know her as odd because it was to draw a cat with it was actually a two-part commission because it was draw her as like a cat with glasses playing with a 2x4 brick in like an adorable pose. And then the other one was her covered with blood in a machine gun attacking as a cat. And I was like, oh, okay. But I mean, I was like, that seems like right par for the course. But I could see someone else being like, that's weird. It's like, nah, that's just Tanya. Okay, I think I'm gonna add some colors. I don't know if that really is his likeness too well. Looking at the picture I'm looking at, but you know,
I feel like it might pop with colors. Might be a little more recognizable with colors.
We shall see. He is very pale. Very pale. Not even pale enough.
That is Funny Figs says, oof. I had to draw a guy inseminating a pig once as a job. But still, that was, yeah.
You know what? That is a pleasure I have not had. Did He-Man roll Dante for his clothes like something out of the tournament? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, I think the likeness is not quite there. This hair color is not right either. These are some interesting colors. It is like a very, very light purple, like a blue, like maybe that color.
Isn't it like a bluish gray? Yeah, that.
There we go.
That's a better color.
Yeah, I don't think the likeness is quite there, but.
Hawkeye says, by the way, didn't say good job on the blocks. He has to take off. So
no problem.
For joining us. Glad that Kevin could draw your block.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Enjoy.
Says he's already been to Waffle House.
I made the comment the other day that I'm like, I don't think me or really anybody quite understands how often Fazoon goes to Waffle House. Like, don't let me crash the party, man. Like, you live your life, and I respect it. How often do you really go, though, Chris? What's the real answer? Are we talking daily? Are we talking every other day?
I think he had to go, actually.
Oh, did he leave? Oh.
He was saying he had to leave, but he was telling people it was not to go to Waffle House.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. And that he's already been today.
I have never had the, I don't know, pleasure or displeasure of going to Waffle House.
I've been there one time in my life. It was all right. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like enamored. I was like, okay. But I also didn't eat waffles there, so I feel like I cheated.
Yeah, it's like when, I mean, I don't go to IHOP very often, but I feel like if you go to IHOP and you don't order pancakes, then it's not like proper.
Yeah.
Even though like I went there once and it's like I don't want pancakes. I didn't really feel like pancakes, but
Papa
something
B's.
wrong about going there and not getting pancakes.
I think I just Googled. I've never played any of the games this guy's in, but I Googled his name, and this is what came up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I recognize. I think there were a couple different Dantes. I think I've never played the games, but I'm pretty sure that there was a.
Oh, is this like a Solid Snake kind of thing?
No, there was like a reboot though,
Okay.
and the reboot looked very different. Same color scheme, but just looked very.
Yeah.
Very different from the original.
I mean, maybe that's the one I'm drawing. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I've never played the game, but I vaguely remember seeing that.
You haven't been to IHOP until you've had their head of lettuce. Got these little like gold pins. Let's see. Doesn't look like emo Dante either. The emo version. Whoa. There's the blot, everybody. And back over here. I still don't know why it does that. There's not really any reason to.
People are correcting me. So Miss Neverland says the newer one is when he was younger. The older one is when he's older. So I guess the newer ones are like a prequel or something.
Got it. Got it. The head of lettuce. You haven't lived until you've had the head of lettuce. He's like crazy pale, though. Crazy pale. A little too much there. A little too much there, sir. I can't see his. Yeah, I mean, even just looking through these Google images, it's like they're different every time. It's like crazy.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we got to do the golden gun. I'm down for that.
Oh, I was actually gonna say CC's previous suggestion.
Oh,
Was a good one.
What was it? Steve's like, I will not tell you.
Oh, the turret from Portal.
I will not tell you. Don't ask me. Yeah, let's do this. But yeah, I have many hours of GoldenEye experience, so let's get this golden gun real quick. That shouldn't take too long. From Scaramunga. Hello, Atiz. So interesting. Make this gun, you know.
I played so much of that game when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Though, to be fair, like if you try to go back and play it now, I don't think it's held up that well.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the graphics are used as memes and stuff now because they're like that kind of laughable level of quality, like the spiky heads and stuff.
Yeah, it's not even like graphics wise, I can forgive it. Like at the time, it was decent. Yeah. But gameplay wise as well, like it was. Again, it was good for the time, but like trying to go back and play it now, it's not easy.
It has a bobblehead. Yep. I remember also, just many hours of playing with friends and stuff. And then I remember the huge being such a big deal when Perfect Dark launched. And everyone was like, it's just like GoldenEye, but better. I was like, it is. It is actually. And then it was like all the gameplay, multiplayer was all Perfect Dark forever.
I did not get into Perfect Dark. Wasn't that one that required the like expansion cart for the?
It might have. I don't remember.
I feel like that was the issue. Like I couldn't get a hold of the expansion cart, and then so I could never play it.
Oh, this needs to be. This is actually longer. Goes all the way down here. What is Twitch chat? Dang it! Why we read every Twitch comment? What are you talking about?
I'm looking at what's coming through the Doodle stream. There's or through StreamYard. There's not other than you said. I'm starting to think the reference picture may not be of Dante.
Right.
It doesn't look like emo Dante, and that's.
I'm gonna start. It's gonna be a special Twitch. It's gonna be Papa B only stream on Twitch. It's me and Papa B. It'll just be us. It's fine. Just me and him together.
He did say draw yourself as a video game character.
Oh, what would I be?
I mean, isn't that what your profile, your emotes and your profile are?
I mean, I guess kind of ish. I was having a hard time as I've been reading through Ready Player One and actually thinking if this was a real thing, like if this was that's not the color I picked. if this was like a real thing, like the Oasis was real and I was in it, and you could have literally any pop culture vehicle of any, you know, whatever as your car, I'm like, oh, what would I have? Like, I actually was having a hard time. I was like, I mean, Ecto 1's kind of cool, but also the DeLorean's kind of cool, and the Batmobile's kind of cool. But like, I was actually struggling because that's, you know, part of the thing in the thing, Steve, is it's like it's so full of pop culture and everything, and like in the game, you can have literally whatever you want.
Right.
So that's why people like walk around and they're like elves from Lord of the Rings, or they're Vulcans from Star Trek, or they're DC superheroes or supervillains. And I was actually like, huh, what would I have if I could pick whatever vehicle I wanted? Like, what would I pick? And what would I look like if I could, you know, because like he makes an interesting point when he's explaining it in the book about how once you have the option to make yourself look like whatever you want, of course, the first thing is everybody makes themselves look very attractive. They all have like, you know, ripped abs. They're all, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but then after a while that all fades and you start having fun and doing what you really want to do. It's like, yeah, that's probably true. There's my little gold gun. Bricks O'Brien says, I see a lot of video games, but not many devices to control these games. I guess the only thing has been the GameCube, or not GameCube, the Game Boy. The Game Boy. I probably would be Link. Be kind of cool. Walk around as Link with my Master Sword and Shield. You're probably right. Ray knows me more than I know myself. Raptus, Twitch is that jealous girlfriend that has nothing to be jealous about. A tease, I'm watching a K-pop reality show right now. Well, thank you for multitasking. Okay, let me start another one. Let's do, I guess we can do this GameCube controller because Brian has a point.
Yeah, I was going to say you should draw more peripheral of some kind.
All right, and I need to stop
Or
using
the consoles themselves.
Stop using my phone for a second because I'm at 6% battery now.
Oh, boy.
It goes really fast when you just sit there and Google like every couple seconds. For some reason, it like burns through it crazy. GameCube. Let me on this. Okay, yeah.
Canadian Papa Bear. Remember when they added Game Boy to Captain N, a character more annoying than Mega Man and Kid Icarus? That whole show I felt was very annoying. I don't know what they were going for, but like the characters generally weren't likable, and yet they were supposed to be like iconic video game characters. I loved Mega Man as a kid, and they made him like the most obnoxious character they could.
Yeah.
Mega Man sounded like he'd been smoking for 40 years. Yeah, and he also had to like say his own name all the time.
Why?
For some reason. Did you ever see this cartoon?
No.
It was weird. Captain N and the Game Masters, I think it was, or Captain N the Game Master. It was about a boy who got sucked into his Nintendo, and he lived in a Nintendo world. And they had all these characters, like Simon Belmont, who was like this pretty boy and was like really arrogant, so he wasn't likable. He had Kid Icarus. I don't remember what Kid Icarus actually did, or in terms of his character. They had Mega Man, but he was like a really small, like stout, like weird character that was miscolored, and he would always like add mega to the end of everything he saw. Like, imagine if you took all of your favorite video game characters and put them together like in Smash, but instead gave them really annoying gimmicks and drew them really poorly.
It kind of reminds me of like the Donkey Kong cartoon.
Yes, that's a good. That's a good way of putting it.
Which, by the way, if anyone is interested, the Donkey Kong cartoon is on Amazon Prime Video. You can watch it.
Yeah, I vaguely remember Donkey Kong. I think I only saw one episode, but it was the same type of thing where it's like, hey, remember all these beloved characters? What if we just made them annoying?
Yeah, that's about right, actually. It's like terrible, but it's like watching a train wreck. At least for me with the Donkey Kong cartoon. I've never seen this cartoon that you're talking about. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. But yeah, the Donkey Kong Country, I'm like, this has nothing to do with any of the games. What is this? What do you mean Crystal Coconut? And what do you mean Congo Bongo Island? He lives on Donkey Kong Island. They say that in the game. But the one thing that I actually think was a brilliant idea in the cartoon is they have a barrel factory, which in all of the games, all three of the games, they never once have a barrel factory. They have factories, but they're just like traditional oil drum, conveyors that like they don't really make any, or like they have giant vats of lava. But in the cartoon, there was actually a barrel factory that made barrels, and that's why there was barrels everywhere. And I'm like, that's brilliant. That's exactly what makes sense. That was the one thing that I liked about the cartoon.
We got a Bricksmith in the chat.
So Julian,
with a suggestion. Catching up on the chat here. Bricks O'Brien just got an Instagram memory from Brick Fair 2019. Oh.
Yeah, well.
It made us all sad. Funny Figs says, I can't even get the guy, I'm referring to you, to watch Gravity Falls. I'd be amazed if he saw that.
I have not.
That was one of the first things I binged when I got Disney Plus, and it is a great cartoon.
Yeah, I don't not believe you. It's on my list. It's on my list.
It's a perfect blend. Like it's aimed at kids, but it's got like the subtle adult humor in there. There's things that only adults would pick up on. It's a really like well-crafted cartoon.
More proof Kevin sees nothing. A huge Nintendo fan of the right age that doesn't even know of Captain. I know of Captain N. I just never saw it. I know of it.
You're probably better off for not seeing it.
Do you know of Has Been? Has Been Hotel, says Raptus. I do not. I do not know what that is.
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried about space. So let's see.
Well, we got, another 45 minutes?
Yeah, which is a lot of time. Let me shrink Earthworm Jim a little bit up here. What's crazy is I go back and like episodes 1, 2, and 3 of this stream, I like filled the canvas with like 50 drawings. But they were all really, really tiny and really fast, like in 2 seconds each. And they're also really bad. They're all like really, really bad. But like that was like literally the first time I turned my tablet on and drew with it. I was like, oh, this should feel supernatural, like I'm drawing with paper. Not at all. Not like Ray and the folks that are using the iPad and Procreate.
We have a Ken Marlowe Bricks in the chat. I don't think I said hi to you.
What's up, Ken?
I don't remember seeing you talking before. So welcome. Canadian Papa B says just shrink everything to a dot.
To a pixel?
Yep.
It's all video games. It's all 1 pixel. It's all pixel. All right, let's see. Lego Goat. That's not game related. Goat Simulator. Is that a game?
Yes, it is. It's a very fun game. If you like just wacky, like pointless games. The point of it is just you're a goat and you cause mayhem.
You know what? Papa B has a
Yeah.
brilliant point, and we need to have a Mario in here. We can't have a video.
So you could do Mario. There was a suggestion from Fazoom earlier for a Dr. Mario.
Oh, my least favorite version. No, here we go. Now we're talking. Super Mario RPG. I'm currently playing that game again, Papa B. I just started it a couple weeks ago. My son and I are at we just beat the pirate shark underwater. So we're back on the seaside town.
It's been a while since I've played through that. I loved that game though.
It's one of my favorites. You know, I think about some of the folks online that complain about Paper Mario, like how, you know, the Paper Mario games have like evolved and how they're not getting like, some people say like, oh, we're not getting like a right sequel or whatever. And I always have to shed a tear going, you realize Paper Mario was supposed to be Super Mario RPG 2 and we literally never got it. We never got it. We got one game and then that was the end of it and never got another game. Meanwhile, I mean, at least Paper Mario's had a bunch of different games in the franchise. I mean, it may not have been exactly what you wanted, or maybe it's evolved in ways you didn't quite, but at least you got more games. Yeah. It's like, I remember being super excited as a kid, being like, they're finally making a sequel to Super Mario RPG. And then it was like, we've decided to rename it Paper Mario. I'm like, oh.
And it's Mario RPG is such an interesting like art style, and
it is. I'm trying to draw Mario in that art style right now.
It's really interesting because it's got a lot of the iconic Mario bad guys in there, but then you have these unique, the characters made just for that game as well that are just as endearing.
It's great.
They really struck a nice balance between the Mario references and the new characters.
I totally agree. It is one of my favorite. Let me start this over again. I think one of my favorite Mario games of all time, Mario RPG. It's just like there's so much amazing like little lore bits in it and stuff. Like the Mushroom Kingdom was a kingdom. It was like actually was a kingdom with a chancellor. I'm like, oh yay! And like there was just really good little bits of lore, and Bowser like was like a general, like he had an army. The Koopa Troop was an army. It's like he's the general. Like it just like made me happy. It was like good stuff.
Ninja with the bricks. I don't think I've seen you in the chat yet.
What's up, Ninja?
Legend of the Seven Stars for the win.
Always. And there is a Mario RPG sticker coming.
I saw that teased.
Mostly because, like I said, we're playing through it right now, and I was like, oh yeah, Geno hype is real. I am from the Star Road.
They just like an example of the lore that I love, where you see the Star Road in Super Mario World, and you've got the superstars since the beginning, but then they somehow expanded on the lore of the Star Road.
Yeah, it's so good. Like that scene of him trying to explain, like Geno trying to explain to them what all of this means, and he's like sitting there telling, Peach, he's like, every time you get kidnapped by Bowser, don't you wish that Mario comes and saves you? And she's like, yeah. He's like, that's called the Star Road. like your wish goes up, and I'm one of the people that grants them, and we help make sure Mario gets to you. It's like, what? Like, this is great.
And then when you actually go there and you can like read some of the wishes people have made, and I remember there's like one that is like they don't actually say it, but it's really obvious. It's a wish from Luigi.
Yeah. I mean, I actually got like it was so lovely because we just did this the other day. We were at Star Hill when because you're not up at Star Road, but we were at Star Hill, and one of the fallen wishes was I wish to be a really good plumber like my brother Mario. And I was like, oh, come on.
I really should go back and play through that again. That was one that, as a kid, I had the actual, like, the printed strategy guide from Nintendo Power.
I have it too. I got it too.
And it's all, I still have it somewhere, but it's all ratty and, like, it's been through a lot. But there were still, like, secrets of the game that are not mentioned in the strategy guide. And
you know what? Strategy guide is also wrong in a couple places.
There was one I remember specifically in my childhood. One of the things was to find all of the secret treasure boxes, like the hidden ones.
Yep.
There is one that I could never figure out as a kid, and the strategy guide doesn't explain it.
Well, yeah, and I've noticed I have the guide as well, and I don't need it for most of the game, but there's a couple things that I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like, how did I get through this? And I look in the guide, and it's actually like missing a statement or missing a sentence, and I'm like, that doesn't work. And then I just like find it out on my own, and I'm like, yeah, see, what you wrote doesn't really quite make sense. But yeah, the hidden treasure chest. What's up, Ralph? We got Ralph DeBrill over on the Twitch chat. Nice to see you.
I just remember one specific chest that really I could never figure it out as a kid, even with the strategy guide. And then recently I thought of it again, and I looked it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which obviously nowadays with YouTube, like all this stuff is out there. And yeah, it was one of those things where the strategy guide was blatantly wrong, and it wasn't hard to get this thing, but it was something I would not have figured out as a kid going by the strategy guide.
Yeah. The one that I could never get was there's one in the Mushroom Kingdom right before you go into the throne room, and you have to like jump on top of one of the Toad's heads.
And you only have one chance to do that.
And you have one chance to do it.
There's one scene where he's running in to tell the Chancellor, and if you run fast enough, you can jump on his head and then jump up and get it.
Yeah, that's I call shenanigans.
No, that one I could get as a kid.
Really? I couldn't get that one. I never got that one.
I always found that very frustrating because I don't like the idea that there was only ever one chance to get it.
Yeah, that's what I hate. I don't like that kind of stuff.
There should be, it might take a while, but there should always be some way to go back and get, like, to me, like with a game, like there always should be a way to get stuff that you accidentally missed.
Have you ever played on handheld the Golden Sun series at all?
I played the first one. I didn't play the second one.
So I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but there's also a thing in that game where if you're trying to collect like all the gins, where there's a couple where it's like once you get past a point, you can never get them again. And I can't stand that.
I don't like that in RPGs, especially where like you can miss something permanently.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I think there should be a clear challenge. Like they should make it might be like especially hard, but there should always be some way to go back and get things from earlier on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole you got one chance and that's the end of it. I'm trying to really get that like distinct kind of art style with this.
We've had a good number of suggestions in the chat while
Mario is coming to life.
So
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Mario RPG is another one that's on the Hinkle recommendation list. So if you're ever interested in playing through one of my favorite Mario games, Check it out. It's great. Oh, we just got my son. It's also fun watching him just be like super entertained with stuff that I remember being entertained with as a kid. But we just got the Hurley gloves for Bowser.
Yep.
Which is when he literally picks up Mario on your party and throws Mario at the bad guy. Like that's his attack. Is he hates Mario so much he picks him up and throws him.
Yes, that was. I loved things like that.
And he was like a little, as you can imagine, a little 6-year-old like rolling on the floor laughing. And he's like, "Did he just throw Mario?" That's he did. He literally picked him up and threw him. And all the bad guys are like, they feel bad because they've betrayed Bowser and worked for the other guy now. They're like when you try to fight them in battles, they're like, Bowser is intimidating the monster. And he's like, they run away because they can't even face him. It's such a good game. I digress.
Canadian Papa Bear, I had to play all of Blue Dragon on New Game Plus to get an achievement because I didn't buy one item at the only town you can't return to later in the game.
Isn't it the worst? It's the worst.
Now, see, that I would forgive because there is the opportunity to do New Game Plus where you carry stuff over. And that's an example of like, okay, it may be obnoxious and like, difficult, but there is an opportunity for you to reacquire it without simply resetting all of your progress.
Oh, let me turn my phone.
But there are some where, like the coin that you or the box that you mentioned in Super Mario, literally the only way to get it is to erase your save file and start a new one. Like if you missed it that one time, that's it. There's no New Game Plus. There's no, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I've in a couple other games. I don't like typically. Well, I mean, it takes a lot for me to actually feel like, okay, I need to search how to do this because I'm really stuck. Like I try not to. I try to avoid it.
Right.
But there has been a handful of games where it's like, oh, this was a one-time thing and you missed it. And I get so disheartened.
Yep.
Really? So disheartened. There was a couple of games that I just didn't even go back to. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I as a completionist myself, I agree totally. And again, I'll forgive, like, if there's a New Game Plus, then okay, there is a chance for me to reacquire it without, I may need to replay the whole game, but at least I can carry over what I've already, collected.
Yeah.
But like if it's a one-time thing, I feel like that's just bad design.
Let's see if this is that right color. I'm trying to go for that like almost super tanned skin tone that they gave him in the game. That seems like it's about maybe a little lighter. He's definitely like tanner in this game than he is anywhere else.
Candy Pop Bear, sounds like Undertale is not for you then. I have never played Undertale, and I've heard nothing but good stuff about it, and I just have never gotten around to it.
Yeah, so have I. I mean, I've heard that like anybody who's a fan of the Earthbound game is going to be a huge fan of Undertale, and it's on my list, but there's just so many hours in the day, and I look forward to eventually giving it a shot. I wanted to get it for Switch, is my plan.
This Mario is quite elaborate here.
It's elaborate and also very simple. It's like you have to get the like puffiness of it, because it did have a very distinct like kind of puffy 3D look to it. But yeah, I also have a ton of the old players guides from the Super Nintendo games, but not necessarily to actually beat or find everything in the games. I just love the artwork in all of them.
Yeah, they were very enjoyable. It was enjoyable to have the ones from Nintendo Power were like a solid, kind of like some of them are heftier Lego instruction manuals where it's just nice having it as a physical book.
Absolutely. The Zelda ones are great for that too. Like all the Zelda players guides, pretty much of every Zelda game, like that's where all the artwork is in those player guides.
Let's see. Canadian Pop Bear is talking about Undertale. Says it saves stuff, so even if you reinstall stuff, it knows what you did. You have to go find and delete the save file from your PC manually.
What?
That's rough.
That's rough.
That said, Funny Fig says Undertale is a super solid homage to the Earthbound games.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Ninja with the bricks. We need a Pokemon for the video game Doodle stream. We did have Jigglypuff earlier.
That is true. We did have a Jigglypuff.
Bluegrass Bricks says Metroid Prime. Are you referring to the Metroid Prime, like, boss itself from the end of the game, or are you referring to?
And what's up, Charlie? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I missed you.
You know that the main character's name is Samus, not Metroid. It's like the Legend of Zelda. The green guy with the sword is not Zelda.
Steve, that was good. you do understand. All right, I'm just about done with this. I just want to put like some really simple shading on it.
And Bluegrass, I was just giving you a hard time there. He says Samus, yes. And I will agree. You asked earlier what my favorite video game is. Metroid Prime is up there. I think that is one of the games that made the jump from 2D to 3D really well. Mm-hmm. And there was something about Metroid Prime on the GameCube that just really hooked me with the atmosphere.
Don't tell Kevin that Samus is I'm aware. That's outside of the Shin Megami series. Papa B is a huge Metroid fan.
I was very disappointed. We got Sans in the chat.
Sans,
welcome. And he is demanding that you
he is demanding.
Draw Gex the Gecko.
Gex. I remember Gex. I can't visualize him, but I remember that name.
I feel like he wasn't a very interesting looking character. He was a gecko. And that was pretty much it. He was the
Geico Gecko?
Yeah, he was basically the Geico Gecko.
You gonna take that, Sans?
Well, I mean, it's true though. If you look at
his childhood favorite, it could be his childhood favorite character that you're dishing.
Well, maybe I'm not necessarily insulting Gex there. I think he came out before the Geico Gecko, and maybe they were stealing from Gex.
Maybe.
And if the studio that made Gex still existed, they could sue for copyright infringement.
My favorite. Nothing like a good suing for copyright infringement. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's start another one. We got a bunch of ideas. Let's see. Steve's throwing them all for me in the private chat. So
I think there are a good number of suggestions there in the private chat for some iconic things that you could draw in the last half hour here.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Oh yeah, let's wait. When did that? When was
at least one that should be right up your alley?
There's a bunch that are really good. I think I'm gonna go for. Where is it? 22. Where's 22? Here we go. I'm going to go with this. A Papyrus from Undertale, because I've actually never drawn Papyrus. I've drawn Sans like 5 times. But I've never drawn Papyrus. Wait, is Garganessus in there? It's a never before seen on this channel. You are missing out. What does that mean?
I'm not sure what Let me look that up.
All right, papyrus.
Gargarensis is a cyclops of some kind from Age of Mythology. I don't know what that is.
Does it look like one of the things I've drawn?
No.
Just saying random things. Oh, you know that's
it's a cyclops based off Greek mythology.
Oh, you know, Sans just saying things.
And now Raptus is talking about spaghetti for some reason.
Oh, all right.
I feel like I've lost track of what's going on here.
Control. All right. Okay. In a way, this is kind of similar to Earthworm Jim, actually, with the armor and stuff. And I have my reference up, so I cannot see the chat at all right now because my phone...
says Papyrus is known for cooking spaghetti in the game.
Oh, okay.
So
my phone got down to 2%.
Somehow includes... Kevin, plug in.
I didn't bring it down here.
Oh. Not prepared for your... You said you were rusty at the beginning.
I did, and I am. It'll only take me this week, and then I'll be fine next week. Yes, half the time, not every time, but half the time I will remember to bring my portable battery with me down here, but I didn't bring it. And then I was doing some other scrambling.
So we have Bagel Lover that just woke up. Sorry I'm late. Yes, I know I have an unhealthy sleep pattern. I slept at 3 a.m.
What's up, Bagel Lover?
Kevin, Canadian Papa Bear says, Kevin, you have kids for a reason. Have one of them fetch you the cord.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
He does have a point.
Would they even know where to look?
Little Hinkle, do you love Daddy?
Do you?
Then you need to do this thing for me.
You need to do this thing for me.
Sans is going off about, I'm sorry, Sans. I'm not dismissing. He's going off
about your insults of Gex.
Is that a video game character, though, or a mythological character? Like, he doesn't strike me as a very particularly iconic video game character, though he may certainly be a great mythology character. Canadian Papa Bear says, YouTube chat is unruly today. It's been worse.
Yes, it has been worse. He's still on Twitch, though, right? Or is he over in...
Canadian Papa Bear is on Twitch, yes.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I switched over to the Google image, so I can't see what's being discussed at all. This is looking pretty good. I think I finally warmed up now.
With 20 minutes left to go.
Like literally, yeah, at the very end of the stream. Exactly.
Funny Fig says you have to be really careful about putting 6-year-olds in charge of tasks you're not watching them do. That is true.
I mean, Ray knows. Ray knows. I know. It's like I have to, there are certain things that I'm like, oh yeah, he could do that. And then there's other things like, what are all the variables of how he could mess this up?
Canadian Papa Bear is trying to incite
something.
something on Twitch chat, which I think he's the only one on Twitch chat.
Oh, it's too bad I can't see it right now. Let's see what he's trying to incite. I think this needs to get adjusted. Yeah. Stand by, Papa B. I can't see what you're trying to incite yet. I can't believe the summer is almost done. My goodness.
Yeah.
This year has been both the longest and fastest year in eternity.
Well, it just feels like time has no concept anymore.
You're right. That's really what it's all about. There's just no time. And I have been like hardcoring Groundhog Day for a while now. Like super hardcore. I'm sure others have as well.
Yep.
I'm like ready to watch the montage of me doing the same action over and over and over again and spliced together in video format. Okay, how do I fix this? Because let me switch over so I can see what you guys are saying again. Rise up, our brethren on YouTube. Together we will overthrow the tyrant overlord. I am a tyrant? I think I need to just... can I move? No, not really. I guess I can shrink him a little bit. This might have to be our last one because I'm out of space. And I will not cheat by just making the canvas bigger. So don't even ask. That's cheating. All right.
Isn't that a feature of the program?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go 100 hours and not do that and now do it. It's an interesting... I think like it's an interesting challenge of this is keeping it on one canvas that's all the same size. No. Oh, let me go back because I can't see what anyone's saying again. My words are going unseen. What are you saying, Sans?
He's going on and on about what is it? Gargarensis?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Is one of the most influential villains in all of video game history. Bowser would like to have a word with you. Donkey Kong would like to have a word with you.
I'm gonna have to take the GameCube controller.
It took the combined might of the Norse, Greek, Atlanteans, Egyptians, and a handful of gods to foil him. Again, I don't doubt that that's true. It just sounds like that's a little more...
Who? Who is this? What are we talking about?
Canadian Papa Bear is laughing to think I'm not the biggest problem child in the stream today.
Okay. I'm trying to fix this to give myself some space here. No, I don't want to do that. Just want to erase. Oops. No, I guess I don't want to do that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I had to merge all my layers, which I don't normally do, but because I had to move stuff around. All right. I think I got it. But just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening. Oh, let me look at his boots. Yep, he's got some stuff. Who are we talking about? Your words cut deep today. You mean words? My words cut deep today. I've never heard of that character either. But if it's important to you, Sans, I believe it.
Doesn't mean you can draw it.
What's the video? What's the video game that this character that you keep going on about?
Well, I looked it up. It's Age of Mythology.
Oh, is that like one of the PC like Age of Empire kind of games?
Age of Empires, yeah. Which again, like I may have been a important villain in that campaign, and may have been an important figure in Greek mythology, but I don't know about the claim that it is one of the most influential villains
of all time
video game history.
Ninja, can't wait to see what makes the 2020 recap. What do you mean? Of the stream? Of this? I don't save any of the discussions. You'll just see all the artwork. So you can worry not. All right, let me see. I gotta minimize chat again because I don't know the colors of this guy by heart.
Isn't most of Undertale black and white?
It is. The game is black and white, but he has colors. At least on like every reference I'm looking at, he's got color. But that's a good point. Yeah, the game is black and white. Interesting. This is red. This is red. This is red.
Andy B says, after stream, Kevin drinks to forget all the chat. But
joke's on you.
Yeah,
I don't drink. Believe me, if I had reasons many years ago to become a raging alcoholic, and I have not done so yet. But I do have a de-stress time after these streams every Friday. I'm like, all right, let's chillax for a little bit. Usually what I do is I end up the stream and then I immediately drive down the street and grab a cheeseburger. That's what I usually do.
Oh.
It's like my Friday treat.
Yeah, nice little Friday tradition.
And then when I come back, I save out all of the suggestions from people that I know. I said this before. I'll say it again. If I know you and you're on social media, like if you're on Instagram, I can clip and send you the doodle that if you got one of your doodles made, I can send that to you. Usually if you're not on social media, that makes it a lot more difficult because then I can't easily find you. There's been a couple times where I've clipped stuff out because I'm like, oh, this person probably wants it, but then they don't have like an Instagram account. And I'm like, all right, well, trash. But so I'll save all those out for people and then I'll save the collage for social media. But I mean, even all of that takes about like 30, 45 minutes to do that. And then because I have to like rearrange everything.
So what you're saying is you do a lot of work because you love us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know if I'm necessarily saying anything. It's just kind of interesting because there's a lot more work that goes into this whole doodle stream endeavor than even I really quite realized. It's like, oh, I'll go live. I'll draw things for people for a couple hours. And here we are 100, 200 hours later. I'm really curious. I don't know how many hours I've been streaming with, if you actually factored in the multiplayer edition and any other special ones that I didn't calculate in. So like the 72-hour stream one, I didn't factor that in. But
Sans says he's not feeling the love. I'm sorry, Sans.
Sans knows. He knows my true feelings for him. Oh, look, this will actually be timed out really well because it's 12:50. Because I honestly don't think I'll be able to fit another one into this one in particular, but that's okay. We can wrap up, chit chat for the last few minutes, and then call it a wrap. What color is so it's like white. And blue. I got it minimized again, just so you know. I can't see what anybody's saying.
Sans is just saying, after you said Sans knows his true feelings.
Yes, my true feelings for him.
He says, is that an admiration and a feeling of true inspiration?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this was a good suggestion. Who suggested this again? I don't remember.
Raptus of Daphne.
Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Just because, like I said, I've drawn Sans so many times. He has been drawn multiple times, but I've never drawn Papyrus. So that'd be kind of nice to finally have both characters. Put the little straps there. Almost done with this, folks.
Canadian Papa Bear says, I know you don't have alerts, Kevin, but I just sent you something.
Oh, thank you.
When you get a chance.
I appreciate that. Oh, why is it doing that? Stop that. It's like bleeding. There we go. I appreciate you, Papa B. Always. Always and forever. One of these days, I'm going to be a real streamer, and I'm going to have OBS. I'm going to have alerts, and things are going to be happening on screen. Although, I was thinking when I was going through all these like time lapses and stuff I saved out that once I get that all set up, it won't be as clean of a time lapse because then you'll have these things popping up on the screen. Unless I think I can set up OBS to record something.
I was going to say there must be.
I think. I don't know for sure.
Way to record the video separate from
like the streams
overlay stuff.
Yeah. I think there is. I don't know. I'm not an expert by any means, but I think there is. Because that would be nice to keep the artwork, uninterrupted. Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn off the comment. And I've got the chat back up so I can see what you guys are saying. Sorry for my phone being lame. Okay.
All right, I'm about to eat some breaded chicken breast.
Bricks O'Brien says you can totally do that, and he would be the one to know how streaming works.
Yeah, cool. I assumed. Kevin, your burger's on me today, assuming $5. Well, thank you, Papa B. Appreciate it. So yeah, I assumed it was a thing. That way, you get the full content. So yeah, let's take as tradition. Let me unplug the tablet here so it's out of my way. And I can walk us through everything we have drawn together. Today was a light day. Not as many friends popping by the stream today, but I understand that even taking 1 week off kind of throws a wrench into consistency. So That is okay. I'm happy with everybody who was here and engaging and chatting. I appreciate that very, very much. Let me move this. Hey, I was here. You were here, Papa B. All right. So let's take a tour. Let's look at all the stuff we have drawn today. So today's theme was video games. And we started off with Earthworm Jim. Here's Earthworm Jim. There he is. And we've got Papyrus from Undertale right next to him. You've got Crash Bandicoot. And this is the old Pac-Man from like the old 80s cartoon with one of the ghosts. And Lakitu with his spiky Mario universe. The Bayonetta's not terrible. Now that I like stepped away and looked back, it's still not that super great though. But Bayonetta
toward the beginning though.
What's that? Yeah,
it was toward the beginning.
I mean, there really is a warm-up period, folks. There really is a warm-up period. Jigglypuff.
Zooming in on the eye there.
Okay, I was waiting for you to actually say anything. All right, so here's Jigglypuff. We got Spider-Man from the cover of the PS4 game. Some Tetris blocks. And here is the Game Boy and a Minecraft pig. This is the ink blot from Epic Mickey. There's Scaramunga's golden gun, golden eye. This is supposed to be Dante or He-Man cosplaying as Dante. I don't even know the game he's from, though. What is it? What's the game Dante's? I don't know.
Devil May Cry.
Okay. I was going to guess that, but I didn't want to seem like I didn't know what I was talking about. This is the heavy metal? Twisted metal.
Apparently what's called Sweet Tooth's truck.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, right? Twisted Metal.
I think so.
We've got Mario in his Mario RPG artwork from the Super Nintendo. Can't probably be. No, he's from Shin Megami Tensei. It's true. Here's a GameCube controller. Nintendo GameCube controller. Was that it? Was that all of them? Yeah, I guess so. There it is. There's all of our video games. CC says, pew, pew. Golden Light Pictures. Hey again. Cool to see PS4 Spider-Man, indeed. Sans, you disappoint me beyond reasonable belief. You have let me down. What did I... me? Was that comment directed at me?
I might have been directed at Brian. He was asking Brian to pester you to draw Gargarensis.
No, that same character again.
Brian told him he doesn't know who Gargarensis is.
Yeah. Funny Figs. He kind of had issues, Joseph, if he doesn't answer big power outages. Yeah. Yeah. During last week, I had about 3 days without power, which was lame. Yes. So yeah, that's it. That's everything we got, everybody. So once again, I want to remind all of you excellent people that on Thursday, so this coming Thursday, 6 days from now, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're celebrating 100 hours of the Doodle stream. So I have taken all 100 hours of footage from episodes 1 through 37, because episode 37 2 weeks ago was the episode in which we actually crossed 100 hours of the program. And I have sped it up, and I have presented it to you uninterrupted in a 30-minute video with a little bit of commentary. It will be a premiere, so I will be there. If you want to watch live when it launches, you can chat with me. Otherwise, you can watch it anytime. No big deal. Anytime you want. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you watch it. I mean, it's 100 hours of my life. I hope you watch it. But make sure you check that out. That's coming up Thursday. It's already up on my channel. You've already got the on YouTube. You've already got the option to set the reminder if you'd like. So it's ready to roll. Everything is ready to go. And believe me, I will probably remind folks at least one more time before it goes live on Thursday. So check that out. Again, thanks to all the awesome people that support my work on Patreon. I really, really appreciate it. Patreon.com. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information. We're doing an entire revamp of Patreon. I think in October, that's when I celebrate my anniversary on Patreon. That'll be 2 years. So I think that's probably a good time to do it. But there'll be a total revamp, relaunch of Patreon with new tiers, new rewards, a lot of new goodies that I'm going to be offering up and kind of streamlining things. But make sure you check it out. I can tell you right now, one of the things that's going to be changing for sure is the gift artwork that I mail out is going to bump up to the $10 tier. So that's an original, unique piece of artwork I draw for you on your request, and I mail it to you. That's currently at the $5 tier. So, hey, might be a good time to run in there and get on that $5 tier before it changes, because that's going to change up to 10 when the Patreon account relaunches. So that's it. That's everything I got. Thanks, Steve, for popping in last minute and helping me with the chat. Appreciate that. Everybody. Ninja, will there be a butt? There's a couple butts if you watch carefully. Larry Kev, I had to re-patronize you. Don't know what happened, but it makes me sad. My name's not on the list. I still love you. No, you know what's interesting, Larry, is I mean, obviously, if anybody stops supporting me, I'm not gonna call you out because that's not appropriate. hey, why aren't you giving me money anymore? That's not. You don't do that. That's not how things work. So if things happen, it is how it is. But I was pulling my hair out because I'm like, why is it that my list has 64 names on it, but Patreon says I have 63 patrons? And I kept going back and forth and counting names and I'm like, this is not adding up. I don't understand. And for some reason, I don't know what happened, Larry, but your entire Patreon account vanished off of the platform. Because if somebody stops being a patron of you, you can still see their activity because it shows up in your, as a creator, it shows up in your your whatever, your financial results, because it tells you how many patrons, and if people drop off, it's fine, it happens. So it'd be like, oh, you had this many this month and you had this many this month and this person decided to opt out, and that's okay. But you just didn't exist anymore. So it also deleted any record of you ever being a patron of me at all, period. And so I'm like, why is it that the numbers on Patreon are not matching my numbers? And it took me, I had to go name by name to finally figure out it was you. I'm like, what happened to Larry? I didn't know who it was. I was just like, I am one person off, and it makes no sense why I'm one person off. And then I finally figured it out. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Hey, Larry, something happened. He deleted his Patreon account or whatever. It's all good. No problem. So I updated the list, but yes, I don't know what happened, Larry. I have no idea. Somehow your Patreon account vanished, but it's all good. You can always come back. It's all fine. A new drawing. Well, it is a one-time. It's a one-time gift. Steve, you have anything else you want to add before we end for today?
No, not really.
Very good. Well, appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you having me, as usual. Nice way to spend my Friday morning.
Awesome.
Enjoyable as always.
I appreciate hearing that. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys on Tuesday for brick building at 6 p.m. And then I'll see you on Thursday afternoon for our big 100-hour special. Everybody, have a great day. See you later. Bye.